Are you currently crushing hard on someone? A neighbor down your street? A classmate in your school? A stranger on social media, or a celebrity? What if we told you there's more to your crush than the butterflies you feel when you hear their voice or see their face? Based on numerous studies on human behavior and brain reactions regarding infatuations, here are 17 interesting psychological facts about crushes. Number 1, you're more likely to be attracted to someone you don't have a chance with. Naturally, as humans, we want things we can't have, including people. Why? Because it triggers the default mode network, the part of the brain responsible for fantasy. This constant state of imagination initiates a dopamine release at the thought of them. So you may not really like them at all. All you fancy is the idea of being with them. And we tend to feed that idea as much as we can because it feels safe. And there's more to that. 2, when you have a crush, you're more likely to be scared of rejection. This is why even if there's a slight chance to make a move on your crush, you may hesitate because you prefer the imaginary relationship in your mind. You're more satisfied with nurturing the possibility of a relationship, the idea, than you are with taking the risk to see if it could actually happen. 3, when you have a crush, your brain tends to overlook the person's flaws, making them appear perfect. This is called idealization. You might attribute qualities to them that you admire or desire even if they don't actually possess these traits. This happens because your brain is focused on the positive feelings they evoke, causing you to ignore any negative aspects of their personality. It's important to be aware of this tendency, as it can create unrealistic expectations and prevent you from seeing the person they truly are. Number 4, after learning the name of your crush, you often see it everywhere. This is called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. In this state, you develop a heightened state of consciousness and bias towards the personality of your crush. So if your crush's name is Joy, you begin to see and relate the name and the person Joy to anything and everything, making you think about them more often than not. The fun fact is you do it subconsciously. Number 5, your background, social setting, and personality significantly influence who you are attracted to and why. However, studies on romantic attraction and rejection show these factors also contribute to the high likelihood that your crush may not feel the same way. This isn't meant to discourage you from being passionate about your crush, but to keep you grounded in reality, even as much as you wanna be Delulu. Are you finding these facts enlightening? Let us know by hitting that like button and tell us how you relate to this in the comments. Number 6, men tend to lower their voices when they talk to their crushes. How many times have you done this? Using your morning voice to send your crush voice notes. It's a funny thing men do as a show of masculinity, strength, and dominance. Number 7, on the other hand, women are more attracted to men with deep voices, as it makes them feel delicate, vulnerable, safe, and assured. Isn't that interesting? Number 8, mimicry is a sign of attraction. A great way to know when someone is crushing on you is that they mirror your body language, communication style, expression, or anything that will make you look, talk, or act like them. In some ways, we try to align with whatever they approve of. Number 9, according to psychologists, a typical crush usually lasts around 4 months. If your feelings persist beyond this period, what you're experiencing might be deeper, more enduring love, rather than just a fleeting infatuation. This concept, though it might seem cliche, has a solid basis in psychological research. Before making any moves, it's important to ensure that your emotions are more than just a short-term crush. Number 10, people often find others more attractive if they are liked by others. So if someone sees that other people find a person attractive, they might develop a crush on them simply because of that. This can happen regardless of the person's looks or social status. While some individuals might not be influenced by this, many are drawn to those who are perceived as desirable by others. Number 11, did you know that when you have a crush on someone, you remember more of your dreams? When your brain is romantically obsessed with someone, you're more likely to develop heightened emotional sensitivity, better sleep patterns, and increased attention and memory, just because that person is at the center of your positive feelings. All these factors make you remember your dreams better. 12. The butterflies you get in your stomach when you see your crush is actually a stress response caused by adrenaline rush. So when you say you have butterflies, you're either stressed or anxious about how the date or situation is going to play out. 13. Pretending not to miss your crush tricks the mind into missing them even more. When you try to convince yourself that you don't miss your crush, it can actually backfire. This phenomenon is linked to the concept of psychological resistance, where your mind reacts against your efforts to suppress thoughts and feelings. So the more you try not to think about or miss your crush, the more you actually end up thinking about them. This is because your brain doesn't fully buy into the act of pretending, and the effort to suppress these feelings only intensifies them. 14. You've probably had an imaginary conversation in your head with your crush. Many people find themselves daydreaming about their crush, including having imaginary conversations. This happens because our brains naturally simulate social interactions as a way to prepare for real-life scenarios. Imagining these conversations helps you rehearse what you might say and how you'd like the interaction to go, making you feel more prepared and confident. It's a way of processing your feelings and the possibilities of your relationship with your crush. 15. When a girl is around her crush, she might subconsciously play with her hair, signaling attraction. This behavior can be a self-soothing way of drawing attention to herself. Number 16. Regular conversations with your crush improves your mental strength by building your confidence and social skills. The more you interact with someone you're attracted to, the better you become at managing your emotions and expressing yourself effectively. And number 17. Sometimes thinking about your crush can become overwhelming and hard to control. If you find yourself constantly daydreaming about them to the point where it interrupts your daily life, you might be experiencing limerence. Limerence is a stage of obsessive infatuation where thoughts about your crush become intrusive and hard to turn off. Psychologist Dorothy Tennov describes it as a phase characterized by an initial period of elation and intense emotional arousal that can progress to an involuntary obsessive craving for another person. This happens because your brain's reward system becomes hypersensitive, associating thoughts of your crush with pleasure. Your mind keeps bringing them up, making it tough to focus on anything else. Well, don't fret. These intrusive thoughts are your mind's best effort to get you to stop what you're doing and seek out your crush. Crushes don't always turn into obsessions. For many, the excitement of a crush stays within happy feelings and doesn't become compulsive thoughts. However, some may experience limerence, where daydreams turn into an overwhelming obsession. As you go through the highs and lows of any kind of crush, remember that these experiences are part of what makes us human. Follow your heart, embrace the excitement, and learn from the heartache. Don't beat yourself up if they don't reciprocate the feeling, and allow yourself to grow from each encounter. And who knows, one of these fleeting moments of infatuation might just blossom into an amazing love story you truly deserve. Haven't made a move on your crush yet? Check out this video to see if they're waiting for you to make a move.